Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. I am Corset by name, and in today's video I will be sharing with you how to draft and cut a corset for plot size. So I'll be sharing with you how to cut a corset with yoke and the one without a yoke. So if you're interested, keep on watching and let's get started.
Two souls colliding. We shared the pieces of ourselves. It's perfect timing now. We fueled the flames, but we're still.
So guys, to start up with this tutorial, firstly I will be drawing a straight line across. I will stop here. Go ahead and draw your straight line. So this straight line I just drew now is going to serve as my starting point. Do you get? Then after that, I placed my tape. I'm going to come down by the bust point, which is 12. Also come down by the under bust, which is 16.5, and also come down again by the waistline, which is 18. Then added extra one in to make it 19, just like you see me doing. So guys, after I was done doing this, next thing to do now is to use my straight ruler to connect those points to give me a straight line, just like you see me doing. After making your straight line, you're going to label the first line as the bust point, second line under bust, lastly the waistline. Do you get? After doing that, you're going to come at a stop here and divide your shoulder circumference into 2 plus ½ inch. Then go ahead and make your point. Then after that, you're going to now place your tape, then determine the armhole depth. So what I did was that I divided, the bust circumference is 45, so I divided it into 6 and it gave me 7.5 inch plus 1½ inch. I marked it, that is total of 9 inch. I marked it there. Then you can see that I connected the line from the shoulder down to the point I made initially. You get? And I also went ahead to connect it like this. You get? Then after I was done doing that, I labeled it as the shoulder. So that's my shoulder line. Can you see? So the next thing I did was to place my tape at the bust point line. I came up by 2 inch and I marked it. Then after that, I'm going to use my ruler to make a straight line. So after making this straight line, I'll also go ahead and label it as the chest line. So I'll label it as CL. So CL means the chest line. You can see what I have here. After doing that, the next thing I went ahead to do was to place my tape at the shoulder line. I came down by 1 inch, as you can see. Then I placed my tape again. Then divide what I have there into 2. I mark the midpoint. Then also come in by ½ inch. Then I divided the bust circumference into 4. I made my point there. Also come up by 1 inch at the armhole line. So I went ahead to place my curve rule, then connect the 3 points I have there. So you can see what I have here. Can you see? So after that, I also made my shoulder slant. Can you see? Using the 1 inch I came down by. You can also come down by 3/4 inch or ½ inch if you wish to. So after I was done doing that, I marked 3 by 3 for my neckline, and I used my curve rule to connect it just to give me a round neckline, just like this. So guys, after I was done connecting the neckline, you can see what I have here. Now the next thing to go ahead and do now is to place my tape, then divide the bust span, which is the nipple to nipple, into 2. The one I'm working with is 8.5, so divided into 2 gave me 4.2. So I marked the 4.2 here at the waistline and on the bust point. So I went ahead to connect it using my ruler to give me a straight line. You get? Then after I was done doing that, because I'm working with bust 4 to 5, what I did here was to subtract 1.5 inch at the both sides. You can see where I did there. So if you are busty, you are going to subtract 1.5 inch at the both sides. Then after marking it on your waistline, you are going to connect it like this from your under bust down to the waistline, just like you see me did. Can you see? Then after I was done doing that, on the bust point line, I'm going to come down here by 1 inch. You can see that I came down by 1 inch here like this. I made my point here just like you see me doing. Then after that, I'll use my curve rule right now to connect it to meet the bust point where I came down by 1 inch. Do you get? If you don't have a curve, you can actually make use of your free hand just like this. So just go ahead and connect it. So when you connect it this other side, you're going to place your curve rule like this and also connect this other one. So when you connect it like this, you can see that the cup is already taking shape. You get? So just go ahead and make yours like this. Do not curve it, not make it too curvy, so it's not be very hard for you to stitch on. Then after doing it like this, I placed my tape here at the chest line, so I am going to come up by 2 inch extra. So this 2 inch I came up by on the chest line is to avoid the cleavage showing. So when you place your tape, you're going to notice that the 2 inch I came up, it's actually 7.5 inch when you place your tape from the shoulder line. Can you see? So I have 7.5 inch at that same spot. Can you see? But if you want your cleavage to show, you can equally maintain the chest line, or you come over by half inch or 1 inch you get on the chest line. So to determine the place you want the depth to be, you can place your tape at the shoulder line, then mark whatever inch you want. Do you get? Then after I was done doing that, I'm making use of my 2 inch that I already came over by. Then after doing that, you can see that I connected it to give me a straight line. So I'll just go ahead and label this one here as the new chest line. Can you see? So now this is my new chest line. This is the one I'm making use of, not this other one here. So I'm going to extend this line here, the straight line, just like this. Can you see? After I was done doing that, the next thing I'll go ahead and do now is to place my tape at the both that I have here, at that leg. You get? Place your tape. You can see that I have 3 inches. You get? So now you are going to decide what you're going to do here. It's either you divide the 3 inches into two, then give the smaller inch to the part going towards the center front, and give the bigger inch to the one going towards the side. What I meant is that, like this is 3 inches, right? So when you divide it, you're going to have 1.5. So you're going to give 1 inch to the part going towards the center, then give 2 inch to the part going towards the side. Do you get? It's either you do it like that, or you place your tape and subtract 1 inch at both sides. For me, I subtracted 1 inch at both sides. I'm just giving you guys another little tip. So if you don't do it like that, you do it this other way that I just did. So let me not explain too much. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So at the folded part that is at the center front, you can see that I marked half inch. You get? I came in by half inch. I marked it. So from this point here, from the that leg at this point, so I'm going to connect it. I'm just going to connect the cup like this. You can see that I made my curve actually. Then after making my curve like this, next thing I did was to do the same thing on the bust, sorry, on the under bust line. So from the under bust line, I'm going to use my curve rule to connect the point I have there. So I'll just connect it to meet this other line, just like this. You can see that my one cup is ready. You get? One cup is ready. So to get the other side of the cup, what you're going to do now is to place your tape, then divide your bust circumference into 4. I made my point there. Then after that, I'll also go ahead and place my tape from this point. Now place my tape like this. You can see what I have there from the chest line there. I placed my tape, then divided what I have there by 2, marked the midpoint. Then also from that midpoint exactly, I came down by half inch. Do you get? So I made my point there. Then I'm going to use my ruler to connect it. So now this is going to serve as my new armhole, not this other one, my new armhole. Do you get? That's my reason of doing this. Do you get? So from this point here, I'm going to connect it like this. So I placed my curve rule. So I'll just connect it starting from this other point here to meet this other one, to meet the new armhole line. Can you see what I just did here? Then after I was done doing that, I can also go ahead and connect the remaining one. Just go ahead and curve the remaining cup. Connect it from there. You connect it to meet the underbust line. And here up, this is all for the both curves. This is how you go about getting the both curves. And then you can see what I did here. I just cancelled this other chest line, sorry, other armhole line. So like I said before, this is the one we are going to be working with. This is the new line, and I already cancelled the other chest line, sorry, the armhole line. Don't even know why I'm calling it the chest line, sorry. So guys, after I was done doing everything, now is to shade this part here. So this part of the dot I'm shading here will be cut off, so that's why I'm shading it. Do you get? Then after I was done doing that, next thing now is to place my tape. I'm going to divide the bust circumference into 4. I marked it, then replace the dart you have there. I have 2 inch there, so I replaced it and, and add extra 1.5 for our normal seam allowance. Do the same thing for the underbust and the waistline. Can you see? So replace your darts. I have 3 inch here and I replaced it, then add extra 1.5 inch for our normal seam allowance. So I went ahead to connect it like this. After connecting, you can see what I have here. So guys, this is what I have here, guys. So this is how you go about drafting a corset for a plus size. If you want yours with yoke, you can decide to cut off the yoke when cutting it out. If you don't want yours with yoke, you can equally do the same. Remove the yoke. You can see, but what I'm doing here is that I'm cutting it off and I'm going to cut the first piece as the yoke. Then when cutting the back piece, I won't be adding the yoke there. You get, this is just to show you guys how to draft the one with yoke and how to do the one without a yoke for the back. Can you see? So after I was done cutting everything, you can see what I have here, guys. So at this point, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe. So guys, after I was done cutting, you can see where I have here for the yoke. So I'll just go ahead and label it as round 2, and I gave it an arrow like this. Then after that, you're going to label the first piece as the center front, then label the other one as the side front. Always give an arrow when doing this. You get. Then after doing that, at this top here, I label this one as the yoke. Okay, so this is how you draft the one with yoke. So at this point, you can start to remove the yoke and just sew it like that. Anyhow you choose to is totally fine. So right here, guys, I'm done with the first front, so I'm going to go ahead and draft the back. So guys, for the back, this is very easy to make. What I did here was to draw a straight line across, so it's going to serve as my starting point, and it's also going to give me my straight line for the starting point as well. So after doing that, you can see that I brought the side front, so I placed it like this, then use my pin to pin it down in place. After pinning it down with my pin, what I'm going to do next is to go ahead and make use of my marker. So I'm going to bring my marker like this, then I'll go ahead and trace it like this. Just go ahead and trace the side just like this. Continue tracing, then make your point here as well. Then if you want it to have a zipper allowance, you can also decide to mark your zipper allowance just like I did. Then after that, you also mark here as well. Just make your point there, then go ahead and remove it. Then after removing it, place your tape like this, then make a straight line just like this. Then after doing that, I'm going to subtract ½ inch at both sides, then connect it with a slant line like this. Go ahead and make yours a slant line. So this is the dart. Can you see? Then after you are done doing this, next thing is to place your tape at the starting point line. Then you're going to mark your neck wideness. I made 4 inches there because I'm drafting the one without a yoke. So go ahead and do yours like that. Then you can also decide to come down a little more bit using your round neckline. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please look at what I'm doing. Do you get? Then after I was done doing that, you can see where I have here. So guys, this is all for the back. So right now, just go ahead and cut it off like this.
Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah.
So guys, I'll label this as the back after I was done cutting. Can you see? So right now, this is the zipper allowance. You can see that I folded it inside in case you want to make yours a back loop. After folding it inside, you're going to go ahead and cut off how many inch you want for your back opening. Then after I was done doing that, these are all the pieces I have here. Can you see? I'm just arranging them in place so you understand what I'm doing here. So this is the front side. This front has a yoke, as you can see, while the back doesn't have a yoke. You get, at this point, even if I want to transfer this to the actual fabric, I'm going to remove this yoke because I won't be needing the yoke. So I'll just sew it like this. Can you see? If you need a yoke, you can equally go ahead and draft it. Just go ahead and check my video on how to make corset with a yoke. With that, you are going to make yours and it will look so beautiful. You get. So guys, this is all for the drafting of today's pattern. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.